All right, now we're doing 7Q, truncate a string. This is by I Am Chingle, and 81% of people like it. So we're going to truncate the given string, the first argument, if it's longer than the maximum length, the second argument. We're going to return the truncated string with a ... ending, all right? Note that inserting the 3 dots to the end will add to the string length, okay? However, if the given maximum string num is less than or equal to 3, then the addition of the 3 dots does not add to the string length in determining the truncated string. Okay. So basically, according to this, we're going to do what this is saying. So if this dot length is less than num, we're going to just return the string. So we can just do that one right now. We'll say if str.length is less than num, we're going to say return str. Let's see if that works. Shingle 6. Okay, cool. So it worked for the first one because the first one is like an equals one. Anyway, whatever. Where's the first one? Right here, yeah. The first one is this one. This is less than this, all right? This dot length is less than this. Anyway, that being said, now we're going to take care of the other one. So if string dot length, if the string length num, if the maximum string length num is less than or equal to 3, then we don't need to account for the 3 being taken off the n, the num, I should say. So we're going to come down here and say if num is less than or equal to 3, we're going to do a for loop. We're going to say for let I equal 0 while I is less than num. Yes, we'll say I plus plus. And then we'll say down here, let's declare a result variable real quick. So let result equal empty string. And then we're going to come down here and say result plus equals str at I. Okay. Now we're going to come down here and say, we're going to do an else right in here. Else, we're going to do this thing right here, the for loop. But we're going to change it up just a little bit. We're going to say num minus 3 to account for the 3 dots taking the place of whichever one we're replacing. All right. So let's see. That looks good. Let's come down here and say return result plus the 3 dots, like that. Test it out. I bet this is less than or equals. Let's see. Test it out. All right, there we go. Awesome. So we got that. Let's attempt it to make sure there's no tricks. Looks good. Okay. So there's one way. There is a way to do this in one line, and we might as well do that just to educate ourselves more, right? So we can say, we can do this in concise syntax. We can say const truncate string, const equals, no, const truncate string equals this parentheses str and num, and then an arrow right here. So down here, what we're going to do instead of these instead of these if statements, we're going to use the conditional or ternary operator. And the conditional or ternary operator is the only JavaScript operator that takes 3 operands: a condition followed by a question mark, then an expression to execute if the condition is truthy followed by a colon, and finally the expression to execute if the condition is falsy. This operator is frequently used as an alternative to if-else statements. All right. So that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to say first this thing here, if str.length str.length is, well, instead of greater than, we'll say less than. If str.length is greater than num, what we're going to do is this stuff down here, okay? So we're going to do, so instead of these for loops, what we're going to do is this slice method. And the slice method returns a shallow copy of a portion of an array into a new array object selected from start to end. End is not included, where start and end represent the index of items in that array, and the original array is not modified. So basically right here, this one's starting at 2 and ending at 4, all right? So 0, 1, 2 starts at camel, ends at 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, ends at elephant, but since end is not included, it's going to just take duck. So camel and duck, says camel and duck right there. Let's run it, and it says camel and duck right there also. That being said, let's come over here and see about this. We're going to say str.slice. We're going to go from 0 no matter what. And then we're going to either do num or num minus 3, depending on if num is greater than 3 or not. All right. So we're going to say, basically, we're going to say num minus, and we're going to come over here and say if num is greater than 3 times 3. All right. So if you've seen all my videos so far, one of them or two of them have proven that anything that's true is a 1, and anything that's false is a 0. So if num is greater than 3, then we'll say 1 times 3, which means num minus 3 plus the string with the ... in it. That's not plus. Plus. All right. And if not, it'll be 0 times 3, so it'll just be num. All right. And if not any of this, what we're going to do is say str. So let's test that out. All right, it works. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll go over it one more time with you. So if str.length is greater than num, we're going to do str.slice, and then we're going to go from 0 to either num minus 1, num minus 3 if num is greater than 3, or just num minus 0 if num is less than 3. And we'll say plus these 3 dots, and then if not, we'll just return the string, just like it says right here. And it worked, and now let's attempt it. And it's good, and submit it. All right. And so you see right here, this one did pretty much what we did. They did the slice, then concat on top of it instead of just the plus, but pretty much what we did. This one did pretty much what we did the second time, except that they didn't do it that slick way with the 3 times whatever. And this one totally did it that slick way, just like that. So let's go over to mine. And just me on this one, best practice in my opinion, very much like it, and we'll see you next time.